Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar, and we are back. What? No, I'm about to leave. Bye. Y'all, I'm so sorry about that. My coworker saw me when I did what I did. And she looked like this. She looked over here like that, like I couldn't help it, y'all. I wish y'all could have seen the way she and she was trying to figure out what I was doing. Y'all, my bad. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, I hope that y'all are doing well. Hopefully y'all have been having a wonderful weekend thus far. I am leaving work. I'm leaving like 20, 30 minutes late because people who hadn't seen me all day kept rolling up on me and talking to me about random stuff. And just now, before she got in her truck to leave, she was talking to me about something. And it's a small world. There's this guy who, a couple of years ago, I dropped my car off at a place to get my spark plugs and heater coils or ignition coils changed out, right? So that's what I was doing. And at the time, because of the shift that I was working, it would screw me because I would never be able to get anything done when I would get off work, even though they wouldn't close until like maybe 2 or 3 hours after I get off work. And I know that with that particular job, it don't take a lot because I wasn't getting all of them changed out at the same time. I was getting them changed out as they were happening. This is something my daddy was telling me to do. Y'all know my daddy was a mechanic for the state of Alabama. And if it's going to be something that's going to be cheaper for me to do, that's what he wanted me to do. I ain't even going to lie, like the last few that I needed to get changed out before I ended up selling my car, before I even got this car, I ended up changing it out myself. And my daddy was like, you actually could do it yourself. And I've always wanted to do certain things. And I'm actually sad that the first time I actually did something like that, to that magnitude, it was a situation where my daddy had to be on like FaceTime with me and explain it to me what it was that I had to do. So I'm like, okay. But it worked out because I was able to actually do it. So anyway, y'all, let me tell y'all about what happened today at work. Y'all, everybody and their mama called out. My head hurting. I ain't ate since yesterday morning. Like, y'all know how I do. 12 plus hours I haven't eaten. Then I come to work and don't eat for 8 more hours at the bare minimum. So, yeah. Anyway, so my partner called out, but I already knew he more than likely was going to call out because he had a feeling that it was going to go the same way it did last weekend. And I mean, it didn't. It was just, we were short-staffed because so many people ended up calling out and not showing up and all this other stuff. So I didn't mind that he wasn't there. The side heifer wasn't needed, so they didn't make her, come in and say, oh, it's mandatory for you to come in. Her partner, on the other hand, she's getting really close to the top of the rotation list, just like the side heifer, but she didn't come to work. They had her up there, and it said that she was supposed to come, but she didn't. So, as I've already told y'all before, she'll sit up there and say, oh, FMLA, and then won't come to work. And I'm like, you were assigned to be here. Then this other person who I just told y'all about yesterday, who the side heifer went and vented to, she decided that she wasn't going to come in. I'm like, it's your last day of the week. Why didn't you just come to work? She's been taking it upon herself to, like, not come in on weekends. But it's strange to me because it's like, why sit up there and say, oh, I ain't going to come to work? But then I see on the schedule that you done volunteered to come. Like tomorrow, which is one of your other days, at your first day off. Like, why would you do that? And then, y'all, ain't nothing going on. All of her kids are of age, I think. I think all of them are of age. So it's not like there was something going on. So I don't know. It's weird. And she need the money. That's another thing. Like, she used to volunteer all the time because she and her husband really need the money. They stay needing money, like, to a crazy degree. Like, and I know we all need money, but I'm just saying, like, if you gonna be out of work, it's got to be because, like, for me, the type of person that I am, I got to be going all the way through. I got to be sick. The road got to be completely covered in ice. It got to be something like that for me not to show up to work most of the time. I've only taken one day to myself where I said I needed a mental health day. I really did need a mental health day that day. And then this past weekend, I took off because I knew they was going to try me, or I had a feeling that they were going to try me, so I ended up calling out. I didn't want to sit up there and have to fight sleep trying to go to the function after it was over with, and fight traffic, and I was gonna have to go straight home, shower, get my hair together. Like, I was gonna have to do way too much just to get there. And knowing me, I wouldn't have got there in time to find a decent parking spot, even if I would have got down there before 2 o'clock. Like, no. So in all honesty, I'm just not that type of person that take off a lot. I just don't. But when it does come to vacation time and all that stuff, from now on, I'm going to make sure I continue to take advantage of it because, like I already told y'all before, the fact that me going and doing what I did last weekend, it was something that I did need, and I'm glad that I did it. And I do plan on doing it more, even if it's a whole lot of situations where I'm doing it on my own. It's fine. It's okay to do stuff alone. I keep trying to tell people it's not that bad. So anyway, and one of the new people called out. I was like, all right now. Like, sir, you know good and well you ain't supposed to be off at all within your 90-day probationary period. Why everybody at the car wash today? What is going on? This is the first time I've ever been to the car wash, and it's somewhat of a line. Like, why? Anyway, but yeah. It's like, it was literally like 5 people that called out. And I'm like, all of y'all know y'all wrong. So we were short staffed. And one person didn't come until 2.5 hours later. I had messaged her trying to figure out what was going on. What do y'all have going on? Oh, okay. I was like, why everybody right here? Child, they doing the least over here. That's why I was a line. But anyway, so everybody going through, and I'm like, why? Y'all, hold on. They got a person right here. Yes, thank you. Take your receipt. Thank you for your business. We look forward to seeing you. So anyway, I don't know what he's standing. I don't know why they do that. It's like they be bored or something. And I'm thinking he's the person that's gonna have to come and assist us. So it's like, what was the reason for you standing right here? Anyway, but yeah, one person came in late, and y'all, that particular person is the person that the married man keep trying to holler at, get her number and all that, right? She just got a promotion. Well, not a promotion. She just got a job that she put in to try to get. Now, before that, literally yesterday, people were like, oh, well, you might not pass the assessment. She passed the assessment. And then they were like, oh, you might not get the job. Don't get excited. She got the job. Now they talking about, oh, you might not get through the training. I'm just like, girl, ignore. I've been telling her, I told her off rip. Once she told me that she put in for that job, I already knew what it was going to be hitting for. I told her. Because at first I said, let me be quiet. Then I was like, no, I'm going to tell her. Because I would want somebody to kind of prepare me for it just in case. Because there really was a lot of hate. People really be sitting up there hating on you when all you trying to do is better yourself. She has 3 children. She's young. She takes care of all of her bills. Don't nobody help her. And so she wants to be able to provide for her kids and for herself without having to rely on anybody else. What's wrong with her getting extra money to do so? She ain't asking y'all for nothing. So I don't understand the problem. So, y'all, I mean, them people really be hating, and I be like, man, don't nobody have time for all this unnecessary hating. But that's really what be going on. And I straight up told her, I was like, girl, they gonna be hating, so I just figured I'd tell you ahead of time that people in their feelings and they got stuff to say. Because people really were coming to me in their feelings, and I'm like, why? They were in their feelings, but it was literally like it was hate. And I'm like, what is they hating for? What is the hating for? I don't understand. I don't understand what this is getting blurry for. This is very random. This is just start getting blurry out of nowhere. So anyway, so y'all, it usually takes a while for them to start all of this stuff up. She starts training Monday. So now she got to train Monday. Y'all excuse me. I don't know if this is going to help, but this is just randomly just going in and out of focus, and I'm trying to understand why. Maybe it's because of that. Let's see. So anyway, let me slouch while I'm in this car wash. People be hating, and I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't you want somebody to succeed? Why don't you want somebody to better themselves? I don't get it. Anyway, I told her yet again, congratulations. And you know what I'm saying? Because people really be out here hating. And so she asked me, had I talked to somebody in particular, the woman who don't work there no more, who got fired, who cussed side heifer out. I said, I literally just texted her when I was at my last break. And I hadn't texted her in a while, and it was so funny that she even asked me about it. She was like, you gave me her number like a month ago, and I still ain't texted her back. Well, text her. And I was like, that's okay, you know. She's looking forward to hearing from you. So, yeah, y'all. Side heifer gonna be in her feelings. Everybody that heard about it that was there today, and whether it was fake congratulations or not, people were saying congratulations to her. And I mean, I'm genuinely happy for her. What saddens me is that there are a couple of people whom she's known for most of her life who are hating, or they are talking negatively about the situation in the way that I already explained to y'all. They're like one of the people to myself, oh well, she gotta figure out if she gonna make it through the training. And oh well, if it's a lot of them, and when it's a lot of them like that, they end up getting forced out, meaning that they're not gonna be able to work. You know, they're gonna pick and choose, you know, depending on where you fall on the rotation list or whatever, you might not get your hours. And so I was like, well, I mean, it is what it is. And I wanted to say, well, that's the situation that it is now with what we currently do in all departments. So, I mean, really, you ain't saying nothing, but go off, though. So, y'all, I just don't understand people who be hating from the outside looking in. A lot of them was hating because they couldn't even pass the assessment. You have to pass the assessment before you can even apply for the job, really. Because if you can't pass that assessment, they're not gonna give you that job. So I'm just like, I don't understand what all this hating on the outside looking in is about. I was in my department today, but because of what was going on, there was only one body needed. So I was over there by myself. I don't like that because it sets me up to possibly get screwed when it comes to my breaks. And usually in my department, it's two of us, so we don't have to worry about anybody breaking us out and stuff like that, right? So since I'm over there by myself, she didn't show up. We didn't know if she was going to come or not. So the other person that was with her, it was supposed to be somebody else with her, which was somebody training. They were like, yeah, we're not going to let him do it because he's supposed to be training. So technically he ain't supposed to be breaking nobody out by himself and whatever. So now I'm like, well, dang, is the supervisor going to break me out? Like, what's going to happen? Because there are times that the supervisors, a lot of the times actually, the supervisors will break people out. Usually it ain't us, not really. Usually it's some people downstairs, depending on what's going on. The people who get paid the least amount of money. That's the way I can put it. I'm not trying to be shady or nothing. That's literally what it is. So anyway, but today, when I took my last break, I had to call the supervisor and ask her if she would break me out, because even though old girl came, look, okay. So this was the situation. I already told y'all that everybody on my shift decided that they was going to call out. So the way it was already set up was one person was going to stay over from the previous shift and work in the side heifers department with somebody else who was on our shift that was going to be there the whole shift, right? But the problem that happened was that he left and went when he was supposed to leave, but the other person didn't come in early. So they ended up basically having the dude that was training to get over there and work that part of the thing. He worked half of the lines and the machines and all the little stuff or whatever. He ended up working half of that department. And I mean, he did what he could do, but the person that actually has been there longer than him, I'm trying not to be mean, but the truth is the truth. There was somebody already over there, and he is so trash at his job that I'm like, how is the new dude doing all this stuff and you ain't doing none of the stuff you supposed to do? Like, this don't make no sense. It was sad. Do you understand? There are people who came upstairs and approached me about certain things, and I was like, well, normally I do help, but I'm over here by myself today, and like, it took everything for me to keep up. And it's not that I was behind, it's just that there are certain things you have to do, and you have to do them very quickly. That's what I was doing today. I'm fat, it's hot, I'm tired, I'm hungry, like, don't nobody have time. So I couldn't do what I normally do, which is, as long as the side heifer ain't in the other department, I'll do stuff for them and I'll do stuff for me. And it frees up so much of everything, the task that I do that helps me lose weight. That's what I normally help and do or whatever, right? So I do a whole lot of walking back and forth, pulling, and pushing, and I do so much stuff. And for me, I know I'm losing weight when I do it, so I don't mind doing it. But I literally could not do it. There was no way I was going to be able to do it. There was no time. There was no way I was going to be able to do my stuff and do their stuff. So I was like, I mean, it is what it is. Ain't nothing I can really do. So the person was just like, what is going on? And I had to tell him, I was like, well, that guy, he never does what he's supposed to do. He never goes and retrieves anything. Which is true. Like, that man looked over at that. He was like, man, that don't even make no sense. I can't even do my job. And I'm like, I mean, I understand it is a hindrance. It really is a hindrance. Because at this point, you inconveniencing other folks. Folks doing what they supposed to do. But for hours, stuff ain't being done. And I'm like, it ain't my fault. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I did what I'm supposed to do. So, child, I just be like, people be looking at me like, how is this person here? Y'all, I'd have clocked out. Keep in mind, y'all, I'd have clocked out for the day. So, I already told y'all the supervisor had to take my spot at the end of the day for my last break. So, I'd have clocked out for the day. And I'm about to leave. So then somebody was like, oh, you can't speak? Oh, you don't know how to speak? I'm looking like, what are you talking about? What in the world, sir? Anyway, and so it was an old boy that I told y'all about who asked me out to go to the place last weekend. And y'all know he married and it's not finna happen. And he is not my type. And he is much older than what I would ever prefer in a man. So no, on so many different levels. I want to ram this truck so bad. Georgia Bulldogs foolishness. Y'all, my bad. Let me stop. I'm on a rampage a little bit because I got tried about my little stuff. Because I had Alabama stuff. I always have Alabama stuff on something that I'm wearing, what I'm driving. Like, you gonna know I'm an Alabama fan. So anyway, y'all. So he rolled up on me and was like, hey, darling, you can't speak today? I was like, first of all, I did try to speak to you. And what happened was, is that a police officer? Wait a minute. Let me look. I got to make sure. Okay, they ain't got no time to come out if it is. Anyway, so I was like, I did try to speak to you earlier. I saw you talking to somebody else. And so I did the what's up? Like, what you trying to do motion or whatever, right? And so he was like, I ain't see you. I was like, look, you ran away. This man was trying to roll up like he was trying to fight. And I was like, sir, don't nobody have time. Don't nobody have time for the foolishness. Like, what we not finna do is that. So people were in the hall and they were like looking and they were laughing. And I was like, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. If you know, you know. So at any time, since he is an OG and I'm a G, it can go down at any time. And I already told him, I'm not scared. This can definitely go down in front of the cameras if it need to happen. So, I mean, if you want to run up, get done up. I'm just saying, I will stomp you out. Anyway, y'all. So, after we got our, usual greeting and crazy greeting out of the way, we were talking. And he was like, man, I'm so glad to get up out of here. And he was talking about how trash that man was. That dude was so trash, y'all. I don't understand. This is the same person that if y'all watch everything that I be putting up, I told y'all, one day I had to pull a 12. This man walked off 30 minutes before it was time for him to leave. And everything in the world had happened. He left me with nothing. The next supervisor for the ship coming in after us done rolled up trying to understand what's going on. Like, everybody was tired of their spirit, especially me, because I'm coming into an ignorant situation. And it's making it look like I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, this person disappeared. I done called my supervisor. I done called his supervisor. Everybody looking for him. He done just walked off. Had that been me walking off, them people would have called me before I made it to the house and was like, your services are no longer your services are no longer needed. Feel free to turn in your badge. And if you don't, a certain amount of money will be taken out of your check. Thank you. Bye. Like, that's what the phone call would have been for me. Oh no, we just gonna keep letting him come up in here. Everybody who talks to me about this man say how trash he is. And I've just been so glad I've never had to work with him. And so he done rolled up on me. He was like, oh, Dave, I done had to fight. I just turned everything off. I told everybody, I said, I ain't doing it. I'm not fighting it. Now, keep in mind, his department is my home department as well. But he was in the side helpers department today. And I'm talking about old boy who rolled up for the date or whatever. The OG. And so, because wasn't much going on in our department, if you come in, they will put you somewhere else if they weren't sending you home. So he ended up going to the side helpers department. He said, I told them folks straight up, I'm turning everything on. I ain't doing nothing. And I was like, if y'all think it's difficult working with him and y'all dying now, imagine how we feel having to deal with him. I kept looking over there because, first of all, he looking in my face. Sir, why are you looking in my face when you ain't did no work all day? Apparently, he be taking super long breaks. I'm sorry, if I ever break him out and he try me like that, I will walk off. I did not have time. You're not finna sit up here and walk off for an hour when you were supposed to be back within 30 minutes. Don't nobody have time. That is not this type of party. I ain't got time for it, because what you're not finna do is try me. So anyway, apparently this is a theme for him. Don't nobody have time. Like, you taking advantage of folks. You are already trash and don't do none of the stuff you're supposed to do. Like, I ain't got time. I've just been so glad I ain't had to work with him. I was like, look, I've heard stories. I have no idea if there's any truth to any of that. I don't know. I've never seen anything with my own two eyes. I don't know. So the only reason why I ended up looking over there, because I kept feeling like somebody was looking at me and it was him. So I would be actually pushing and pulling and doing all kinds of stuff. And he had the audacity to be looking up in my face. It's like, why? Why would you be looking up in my face, sir? I'm going to need for you to do some work. And you wouldn't have time to sit up here and look in my face. Like, I don't understand. So anyway, like, he really would have the audacity to be looking at me like, why? Why? So yeah, y'all. The people that they hire and let stay, I don't understand. And then every time you look up, he'll call off and don't be there. And I'm just like, now, sir, if it had been me, fired. I would have been fired. That's what be killing me. I'm like, y'all set it off. Y'all always try to people who actually are good workers. But then it's trash folks that y'all love to keep around. I don't understand. But yeah, y'all, I'm just glad I ain't really had to work with him. So That's been the blessing in disguise for me. So yeah, y'all, I'm about to skedaddle. I'm about to be at the place, at the house, as they say, right at the house. I just don't understand where they get that from. How do you get house out of house? You over here driving with one hand, and you almost came around this curb and hit me. If you don't get somewhere and sit down, I'm talking about this person. I'm gonna show y'all once I park what the person did. Almost sideswiped me and came over the line and some more. Came over a double line at that. Like, come on now, you know you're wrong. Let me tell y'all what they did. So they come around the curb, they got their hand on the thing like this. About to come over on me. I had to whoop over, like I had to get really close to some cars that were on my side of the street to not get sideswiped. And then just still looking just as nonchalant. This is why all of y'all are wrecked out now. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for listening to me ramble on and on to the break of dawn. I'm about to go in here and watch Issa Rae's show, because I was supposed to watch them yesterday and then I got sleepy and so I turned it off. Something else I was supposed to watch. Have y'all been watching American Horror Stories? It's back. It's Dollhouse. Not American Horror Story. American Horror Stories. This particular season, this is the second season of that, and this one is Dollhouse. And it actually connects to some of the other ones. So, you know, if you're paying close attention and you live for American Horror Story and the first season of American Horror Stories, that's something you might want to look into, because it was interesting. It's doing a lot. I ain't gonna lie, Off Rip is already doing a lot. For it to be an anthology. Well, I mean, I think it's supposed to be an anthology. It's like sometimes I'll be like, how y'all gonna say that this is an anthology? But a lot of this stuff end up connecting. I don't know. Anyway, I don't remember if I was supposed to say it like that or not. But anyway, what in the world is this person doing? You a grown man on this little bitty... It ain't even no scooter, y'all. I don't even know. It looked like a mini bike. I don't know what was going on. And it seemed like it's motorized. The things I see, that's like... Y'all, I really was too stunned to speak. I was like, wait a minute. Like, I was trying to process it. Like, I can't even explain to y'all what it was. If I think about it, I might try to look it up to see. But this was a full-grown man. He got a helmet and everything on. He was setting it off on the thing. But I think it's some kind of a motorized situation. Like, he's not pedaling. Anyway, y'all probably looking at me like, girl, shut up. I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. Let me go ahead and eat before I be blacked out in this car. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. I have so many different shows to watch when I get in this house. Yes, Lord. It's supposed to be 100 degrees today and tomorrow. So I'm definitely finna hurry up and get in the house before it start really coming down. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Give this video a thumbs up. I'll see y'all later on. Bye.